Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I will be showing you my movie, TV, and book journal inspired by the TV series Bridgerton. And if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. All right, so thanks to quite a few of you, I finally bit the bullet and watched the Netflix show Bridgerton. It is a series on Netflix. And I say bit the bullet because I've seen snippets of it on YouTube and it seems really interesting, but it's one of those things where if everyone's watching it, then I don't want to. But I am so glad I did. I did binge the series this past weekend. And although the Duke of Hastings is super, super tasty, I'm actually definitely Team Benedict. Yeah, second sons, they do it for me. Anyway, what I loved about the storyline, which to be honest, I believe I read those books like years ago. My sister and I read those books. And so it was quite interesting that these are based on romance novels that I've enjoyed. Julia Quinn is the author of those romance novels, and I've always enjoyed her work. And the aspect of the Bridgerton series that really caught my attention was the Lady Whistledown's society papers, because it's the narration of the story. It definitely creates drama and intrigue, but I love the writer aspect of it. Like a little sneak peek into the world of the English aristocrats in the Regency period of England. I did a haul video on this recently, and this is the Primrosia journal from Amazon. I'll go ahead and link it below. And it is a watercolor journal. So I did mention that I would be turning this into my movie, TV, and book journal, but it isn't going to be tracking the number of movies I've seen or the number of books I've read. I'll actually be putting that in something else. But what I do plan to do in here is along the lines of Miss Whistledown, I'm going to be turning this into sort of a society review of TV, movies, and books. Now, I did want to try my hand at some watercoloring, and it was only in hindsight that I realized, well, I don't mind the picture. It's okay for a first attempt. If I really want to be more true to the Regency period, I should have chosen more muted blues and greens and browns versus something this vibrant. However, I think it looks good. I was watching a video on YouTube, and I'll go ahead and link her below if I can find it, where she gave me the inspiration for this. So I think it looks good. It's not very Regency-esque. Now, I did turn this into Lady Hannah Downs because my name is Johanna, and I really, really, really wanted to do a silhouette of the face up here like you do see in the movie when anyone's reading the Lady Whistledown's society papers, but I could not manage it. Now, the bee is symbolic in the storyline, and so I thought, well, if I can't do the silhouette, I can actually do a bee. And then I just did that circle there using my stencil. And then this is just some watercolor here, and I love how that looks with the signature over the watercolor. Now, I do have to say that I was a little skeptical because it did say it was watercolor paper. This brand does also sell watercolor pens, and while it's still wet, it does tend to buckle, but once it dries, it is a very smooth feeling, so I do like that. And I did treat that the page like one of those society papers, and so it says, "Dearest readers, join me on this journey as I give my thoughts on various visual mediums, TV, movies, books, to tell a story and regale my readers with my musings." Now, because this is on YouTube, I really should put that as viewers, but she says dearest readers, and so that's what I'm going to do. Now, this concept was inspired by Netflix's Bridgerton, Season 1, 2020, based on the books of Julia Quinn and produced by Shonda Rhimes. Miss Whistledown is the anonymous author of Lady Whistledown's Society Papers. And I have to think about that. I think it is Lady Whistledown because she is talking to the aristocrats of Regency, England. So for the very first thing that I have reviewed is this. Now, I watched this movie during the New Year weekend. This is on HBO Max. It's Roald Dahl's The Witches. This artwork here, I just drew in and colored in mostly with colored pencils, but this is the artwork from the book. Now I have to tell you, I didn't know that until I was researching to do this. And so this, if you were to Google Roald Dahl, The Witches, this is one of the images that you will find. These are images you'll find, and all of these correspond to this book here. Now, I did watch the 2020 version with Viola Davis and Anne Hathaway, but apparently there's also, I think, a late 80s version with Angelica Houston. So I might need to go back and read that. Now, the way that I plan to do this particular journal is whatever it is that I'm giving a synopsis of. It's not really a review. On the left-hand side, I'll do either quotes or art or both. And then on the right-hand side, I will make it look like one of those society paper reviews. And because I'm doing this at various times, I'm not going to try to match the watercolor under the signature. Honestly, I can't even match the signature. So every page you'll see that it's different, but I do envision this to be a 2-page spread, again with the art on the left and then the review, as it were, on the right. Now I will read this page and then I'm going to go as extra can be when I get to this page. And I hope you guys enjoy it. In my head it seems like a good idea, but we'll see what you guys think. And so some of the quotes from the book is, if a person has ugly thoughts, it begins to show in their face. And when that person has ugly thoughts every day, every week, every year, the face gets uglier and uglier until it gets so ugly you can hardly bear to look at it. A person who has good thoughts cannot ever be ugly. You can have wonky nose and crooked teeth and a double chin and stick out teeth, but if you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams and you will always look lovely. For all you know, a witch might be living next door to you right now. It doesn't matter who you are or what you look like as long as somebody loves you. 1 child a week is 52 a year. Squish them and squiggle them and make them disappear. And I will be going through this for the various movies and TV shows and books that I've read, and I am so looking forward to playing in this. The paper is a treat. As you can see, even though that there is watercolor there is no bleed through from page to page. It is thick, it is watercolor. I do like how the color pencils go on here. This is actually all mild liners, and I think that works really well. And as you can see, there is no ghosting that I can see and absolutely no bleed through. And so I hope you guys are interested in this because I think this is just so much fun. All right, so I'm gonna start being extra. I'd love to know what you guys think about this particular part. And once I start, you'll know what I mean. All right, guys, well, stay tuned for this. As always, aloha. Dearest readers, this agreeable film was an adaptation of Roald Dahl's The Witches. Having never read the book, I was intrigued by the concept of the movie. The story of the boy and grandmama is heartwarming, so when the witches are introduced, it lends an air of sinister foreboding. What happens next is both comical yet fanciful. Ultimately, the story is about the enduring power of love. While not my favorite Dahl movie adaptation, dearest readers, that singular honor is bestowed upon Matilda, I did enjoy aspects of it. Ultimately, I would rate this film 2 diamonds of the first water. if I was such a person inclined to such things. Until our next, yours truly, Lady Hannah Down.